Hello. It is Tuesday, January 31st. I am here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. Let's see if I should make this louder. There's a mic. How's that? Can you guys hear me okay? Maybe that's louder. Try that. See if that works. Halibut Man, Kevin, Brent, Travis, Yellowtail, Simone, Marvin, Huckleberry. You guys can hear me good. Loud and clear. Hey, Jeff. Oh, Jeff is in Southern California. Welcome back. Loud and proud. Thanks, Robert. So everybody's saying hello to one another. John the Tuna Slayer. Hey, I got to meet you the other day. Thanks for being at our sale. Thank you. There's Terry, Michael, Tamira made it early because she had the day off. That's quick. We already got 30 people, but only 12 likes. Almost ended 3 hours. So. Well, hey, Aaron. And the second time today. First time on YouTube. Got to earn the likes to talk about fishing. Hey, James. I posted some more videos today. I don't know if you guys saw them. Hello, Annette. First of all, I want to thank all of you that did show up on Saturday. We didn't have a big turnout, but we did good. Just a few $100s less than we did last time, and for a lot less people. I was surprised how good we did, so thank you that all showed up. I greatly appreciate it. We will have a fishing tackle swap meet in April, and that one will invite all the other vendors and stuff. John the Tuna Slayer says he fished South Carlsbad Jetty, got illegal halibut. That's cool. Was that today? Hello, Daniel from Arizona. We're still working on our charter schedules, but I want you guys to know that we will be, it's confirmed, we will be Emeryville. Looks like the first weekend in May. Let me see if we can get the exact date for you. So we'll be up there on the new Huck Fin. Yeah, May 7th. And I talked to Skipper. He says it's going to be really, really good tide for halibut fishing. So we'll be there for that. I'm trying to line up a boat for the day before for Saturday to fish salmon. So if any of you are interested, you can join me on that trip. And then we did lock in the dates for Morro Bay. So we'll be in Morro Bay in July. So those of you that are in Fresno and Central California that want to fish with me but don't want to drive all the way down to Southern California, you can join me up there in Morro Bay. We'll be there again. It's going to be like toward the middle, I want to say the middle of July. It's before my trip to the East Cape and after I go to Orlando for ICAST. So we'll do that. Yeah, Greg, we're all set for Emeryville. Like you normally know, we're there the last weekend in September to fish on the new Huck Fin and the Seawolf. Those dates are done, they're in stone. And I was able to talk to Captain Jay for new Huck Fin, and he's willing to take us out in May to go fish for halibut in the bay. So that's what I'm looking forward to. You know, I see every year all the halibut they catch up there, and I've been wanting to go do that for years. The only times we've kind of done that fishing is when we show up in September and the weather's really bad, so then they keep us in the bay and we go fish for stripers and we get lucky, might get a halibut. This time we're going in the middle of halibut season, so we will be there in May. So if you want to come join me, please sign up and do that. Tamara said she saw my video today about bucktails. I just kind of did that video because lots of people have been asking what's the difference between a regular bucktail and an HD. And in the video I kind of talk about that. So here is the standard bucktail, and then there's the HD with the big hook. See that big massive hook on there? So this is what I like to use for white sea bass and big halibut fishing. And it works out really, really good for me. And if you guys want to see a little bit more close up on it, here is my up and down camera. Let me find it. Close up camera. So this is the regular bucktail. You can see that's just the regular normal hook that's on there. Kind of not thin wire, but that's a thinner wire hook than the HD. And then here's the HD. Has an 8/0 mustad hook. Big hook. And not have to worry about this thing opening up if you're catching any tuna or anything. So that's the difference there. So you can see those two. And then the video I was just explaining why we have the two different ones and what they're for. So if you guys want to know, you can do that. James says I have an echo. Okay. Let's see why. All right, how's that? Does that sound better? For some reason I had the other camera on too. So that should sound better. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, James, that restaurant that we showed that cooking segment, it's called Pez Cantina. It's on Whittier Boulevard in Montebello. And you know how important Montebello is to me. So that's what that is. So we went there, we filmed that, and it was pretty good. And then we were just filming a couple weeks ago at their downtown location. If you guys are ever in downtown by the museums on Hill Street, they have their main location there. That place is gorgeous. It's a big normal restaurant, full bar, full everything, right there up on the hill. That was pretty neat to see. So we got to film there with Brett, the owner of it. Bert, the owner of it, and we did that cooking segment with him. That was pretty good. So it sounds like the audio problems got fixed. I think you guys are hearing me okay now. Hey Kevin, how you doing? Lloyd says he broke down and bought an electric reel. It's only $177. Well, the battery costs you more than the reel. That's crazy. Jose, hello. And it was nice. Some of you, like Jose, brought the wives and the family down to the sale that we had on Saturday, so it was nice to see the people there. Thank you. Was it Genova? Watch your show Saturday mornings as a kid. Well, now you don't have to wake up so early. You can watch us at 8:30 in the morning now. So it's pretty good. So Marvin's asking Lloyd what reel he got. Is the echo gone now? Does it sound a lot better? Let me scroll through here. Who got hurt? Tamara got hurt? So what does Tamara say? Tamara says, haven't said much about it, but okay, the echo's gone away, good. Oh, Tamara got hurt fighting the tuna. That's why you're supposed to use a rail rod. You use a rail rod, you don't have to pull on it, you just use the rod for your advantage, and you're able to avoid injuries like that. Hello, Tim. Yeah, Jeff, I had two mics on and I shut one of them off. One was from the camera, and just the other mic is on now. Cool echo effect. Hopefully it's all gone now. So Tamara says she has to go. Well, good thing you work at the hospital so you can find out quickly. Yeah, use the rail. Use the rail would be a lot better. All right, guys, I have 55 of you on here, but only 25 likes. Can we get some more likes, please? What's Gerald wants to know? Hey, Dan, how long of a fishing rod have you traveled with on a plane? The longest I've taken is probably 7 foot, 7.5 foot one piece rods. I think you can take up to 8 foot. I'm not sure. Depends on the airline. In a tube. You're not going to be able to carry it in the plane. On that one trip to France, I took a rod, a travel rod that broke down into 4 pieces, and it was in a little tube. And that I was able to take on the plane. I actually put that in my carry-on luggage, and I didn't have any problems with that. And with the little reel too, no problems with that. So that worked out fine. But in the old days, every trip we went on, we used to take all our rods. But since 9/11, the airlines have been really charging a lot for luggage like that. So we haven't brought anything like that with us in years. When I go to Alaska, I go to Central America, go to Mexico, I always use the rods that are provided there by the lodge. Henry. Henry wants to know, what, Dan, good fishing at Lake Lake? If so, what fish and bait to use? For the kids, we just fish for bluegill. At the kids club meeting, there is some trout in there right now. In the cold months, they do stock some trout in there. There's tons of catfish. And surprisingly, there's some big tilapia too. I've seen some monster-sized tilapia landed there that the locals get in the middle lake. And the kids have caught some little ones, but mainly bluegill fishing is what we do. And you can use red worms for that, and it works out really, really good. Tamara says she's not going to quit fishing. Yeah, get an electric reel too. You're going to want it when you start fishing deep. Hello, Joe. Tim. Hello, Soto. Yeah, Tamara, you're so used to fishing for rockfish where they don't pull hard, and then you get on a big tuna and you have something like that happen. You got to make sure to go ahead and use a rail. Use a rail rod on those bigger tuna. Let me see what else is on here. Here is a picture I got sent by Alan of one of my biggest fans. Let's see if I can get this on here. There we go. So there's our dog watching me doing YouTube live. So anybody can just get you guys to be a fan, but I actually entertain this dog. How's that? Are you guys impressed with that? I just thought I'd share that. Annette, I don't think I got the photo. Was it the photo we took there that Robert took of us? Now Henry's got a bad shoulder. Now we're going to hear about everybody that's got a bad shoulder. When are you guys going on your 2.5 day? Send me an email with the information. Yeah, you know, the little 40-pounder you can get by not using the rail. But those bigger fish, you get a fish 100 pounds or so, you really, really want to use the rail. You know, let the fish, let the boat help you battle the fish and get that in. See, Jess is fishing a couple of people at a time, so he can do that. He can use a rod holder and just put the rod in there and let the people just wind, and then he can move the boat around. Well, Tamara, if you do need surgery, you can still go rock fishing. Just use the electric reel. It'll help you. Yes, thanks, John, for mentioning that. We do need another person for this Sunday. If anybody wants to join us, we only have 2 people signed up. It's a special reduced rate price. It's $100 off. It's a special price just for February. So if you want to join us, let me find it here. There it is. That's for the 5th. You can use this link here to join us. We'd like to get at least one more person so we can get that trip in. There's that. Yes, get an electric reel. So Tamara's going on a 2-day trip on the 28th. Leaving 20. When the 28th? What month? Okay. I don't know when her trip is. Joe wants to know if I'm going to be on the Phil Friedman's podcast. Yeah, I told him I'll do it. He hasn't given me a date yet. I talked to him a couple of times and he just said, yeah, we have to do each other's show. I told him no problem. So hopefully I'll hear from him when he wants to do that. Doug probably remembers my videos. There's Alan. Alan's talking about his dog. Yeah, I got to meet the dog too on Saturday. They brought the dog over. So that was pretty good. Oh, I lost that camera. So Annette and her husband were at the sidewalk sale. Annette just sent me this picture. Let me see if I can get it up here for you guys to see. There's Annette. Oh, moved it too much. Let me try it again. So there's Annette. Her husband Robert took the photo. And I've known Annette, over 40 years when her and Robert were dating. Before they got married. So that's Annette Sanchez there. Thank you. What's Kevin asking? Oh, Kevin's asking Jeff if he's going to attend any of the upcoming shows. Yeah, John, not only does it keep you from getting tired, it's also a great way to beat up the fish, to let the rod and the boat do the work for you to get it up. Oh, so Jeff won't be at any of the shows. Jeff, you should come just so everybody can meet you and say hi to you. How did I come up with the B-52s? I used to have a sponsor back in the day, early days of when I was on, being on television, that made a bucktail that I really liked a lot, and they stopped making them. and I needed a bucktail to catch fish. So when they stopped making them, I just decided to make my own, and couldn't call it the same name. So I came up with a different name. We used different materials too, and a different head design, and that's what we came out with it. And I've been using it ever since. So that's how we came up with the name. Yeah, Lloyd, on the electric reel, you don't need to put mono as a leader. You can use Spectra if you want, or you can save money and get what's that? Dacron. You can get Dacron. Dacron will save you money. But the Spectra, because it's thinner, will slide through the water better. Dacron tends to like float a little bit. So you can do that and just fill the reel with Dacron, and then when you're rigging it up, then you can tie on a piece of monofilament. If you're not familiar how to tie that knot, because you're only rock fishing with it, you can go ahead and use a swivel, and that would make it easier. A double, like a barrel swivel. You can just tie one end to the Dacron, the other side to the mono. Don't use fluorocarbon, and you only need a piece like the length of your rod, or maybe not even that long, because you can only use 2 hooks, so you don't need a big leader. Yeah, I've seen that, John, that some of the reels do have that jigging mode. I haven't tried that yet. I need to try that. So Nat says she was 15 when we met. I was probably 16 then. Because I don't think I was driving yet. I think Robert was driving when we would go over there to your parents' house. SoCal Traveler, any fishing tournaments planned? The only one I have planned for this year is my East Cape trip. It's going to be the last weekend in July. We'll be at Palmas de Cortez, and you guys can just call them today and tell them you want to be part of the Dan Hernandez group. And we already have rooms reserved. We got boats reserved. We already have people signed up now because there's a limited number of rooms that are located along the pool, and everybody wants a pool room, so people are signing up now. So if you want that, go ahead and do that, and I would do it soon. Chris, is there going to be a charter fishing boat? Let me see if I understand this question. Chris, if going on a charter fishing boat, can I just use a regular annual fishing license? Um, so Chris, when you buy a California fishing license, um, right off the bat, it's for freshwater only. You have to get I'm pretty sure it's an enhancement stamp with it to make it for saltwater. Once you do that, you can fish anywhere in California, a lake, a river, and the ocean. That's all you need. There's no special license for being on a boat. The only other thing you would need in Southern California to be on a boat is if right now you're going to go lobster fishing. Then you need to have a separate lobster card, they call it, which is basically like a long license. Um, but that's it. You don't need anything else special. Okay. So everybody's talking that. Yeah, the other thing you guys need to know about fishing licenses is if you buy your license from the state of California and you have to buy it for the state of California. But if you buy it online and you just have it on your phone, you carry your license on your phone, um, it's not a legal license. You can't have the license just on your phone. It has to be printed out and it has to be signed. Okay, so if you don't print it out and you don't sign it, the state doesn't consider it a legal document. So you'll get a ticket. So make sure if you buy a license online, you print it out and you sign it. I know a lot of people think that they can just go down, get on a boat, and on the way out, go ahead and just order license online. And I found out that's not legal. It has to be a printed document. So make sure you guys know that. Okay, what else is on here? So this happened to Greg. This is funny. It says, if you put a cooler of fish in your back seat, make sure the plug is in. His new truck smells. Not a good thing to do. Alright guys, I have 70 of you on here, but only 40 likes. Let's get some more likes. Hey Tyler, yeah, we missed you at the sale. Hopefully you can do that. Show up next time. Lloyd says, I don't think the reel takes. Okay. There's DJ's asking Jeff some questions. Yeah, anytime you guys go fishing in Mexico, I would recommend you bring your license. I mean, you bring your passport with you. Even though if the boat says they're not going to be fishing less than 12 miles, that they're going to be offshore, I would still bring your passport just in case the boat has problems and it has to get towed to Ensenada, or you end up closer to shore, or the boat decides they're going to go fish somewhere else and you get down there and you don't have a passport with you and you can't go on the boat. So anytime you're going to go on a boat that's leaving out of San Diego to go fish, I would really recommend you guys bring your license with you. All right, I know it's a little late in this show, but let's do the opening. I'm Dan Hernandez, and I live to fish. All right. I have been fishing along the Pacific coast my entire life. Oh! Let me bring you in the action and share with you some great fishing tips along the way. What does SoCal Traveler say? I noticed this year half-day boat San Diego's has switched 3/4 days. Yeah, they're fishing in Mexico because rock fishing is open there. If they fished the half-day trips out of San Diego, they can't fish for rockfish. They can only fish for, for the bass, calico, sand bass, halibut, sculpin, whitefish. But a lot of people that want a lot of fish to take home to eat, the boats will run to Mexican waters. And because they're right there in San Diego, Mexican waters are really close. So that isn't a problem for them. Okay. Any collanet tips? When you go fish collanet, you want to be able to target. You want to take gear with you to target rockfish, lingcod, yellowtail, and also because the tuna fishing has been so crazy the last 3 years or so, I would bring some tuna gear too. I have been at Colonet when we were anchored on the rock and we caught bluefin tuna. So I would be prepared for that. Now, as far as jigs, let's see what I got here. I've caught quite a few yellowtail at Colonet on a magic metal. I would think I would have one here. I don't see one. These bucktails work really good for the rockfish. Put them in double dropper loop rigs. Remember in Mexico you can use 4 hooks. So you could put 3 or 4 of these on there. It'll work out good. But a metal jig, I like to use the metal jig for yellowtail fishing. And we use them and we call it yo-yo fishing. I don't seem to have one here, but something like this would work, like a 4-0 or a heavier jig to drop it down. A solid 6/6 junior would work. Yeah, so stuff like that. I'm gonna put some more jigs in here so I can show you guys that. But yeah, I would take some bucktails and I would take some heavier line for the yellowtail. And you never know, you never know if there's gonna be tuna there too. So you gotta be prepared for that. And you just need the smaller bucktail for the rockfish. But if you're gonna fish for yellowtail, I would have some of these HDs with me, and you could put a single tail grub on there, swim them, and the fish will come up and eat them. And make sure you take your tool with you. You want to have a boomerang tool. That way you can go ahead and cut your spectra and tie up your rigs nice and easily. Okay? And you need different size sinkers and all that too. What else? Yeah, Tim, they can't change plans mid-trip, but what they can do is when you get to landing, the captain can say, there's nothing biting offshore. We have to fish closer to the beach. We have to go to Colonet, or we have to fish Coronado Islands. And if they decide they have to go Coronado Islands to have a shot to catch something, and you don't have a passport with you, you're not going on the boat. Yeah, and the other thing is, like, if you're on a friend's boat and you're going to go tuna fishing, always take your passport with you, just in case the boat breaks down and you end up getting towed into Ensenada. You're going to need a passport to come back. If you have to drive back across the border, you're going to need a passport. And you'll probably need a passport too if once you get on land, um, you're going to need a passport because if it's a friend's boat and they fix the boat, they come back because you were on land. You have to go through customs um, when you get back to the United States. Mike wants to know what's the best tasting rockfish. It depends what you want to do with it, but vermilion red snapper is probably the best all around fishing fish to have. A fish that's kind of overlooked a lot, it's a rockfish, is a sand dab. Sand dabs are really good. Another good rockfish that I like to make fish tacos out of would be a lingcod. So that works out good too. So what does Chris say? Dan, we're doing the drums on the Dan Hernandez theme song. If you have a soundtrack for me to use, send it to me. You love our theme music? Good. What does Chuck say with the long closures for rockfish this year? Looking to do some more surf fishing. What city are you in, Chuck? And when you go surf fishing, you guys, you gotta check closures. There's a lot of closures that you can't surf fish. I mean, some of the beaches up above Malibu that we used to go fish are closed, so you really, really have to check it. Yeah, Jeff says that his buddy of his caught yellowtail and bluefin tuna at Colonet last week. So yeah, I would be prepared for everything going to Colonet. I'd be prepared for rockfish, yellowtail, and tuna. Steve, now I don't think it'll ever get to where you'll need a license for each species of fish that you catch. I think you'll be fine. I don't see that them getting that crazy with it. Tamara, did my nephew write my theme song? No, actually, a friend of mine who, basically my godson, I was his sponsor for his confirmation, and he was in a band, high school band, and he might have even been in high school when he did, or in college. But Leonard did that. Leonard made the song for me. He played all the instruments in it and recorded it. And the other day when I saw him, he told me that he did music for, I don't, I'm probably saying it wrong. I think it's a Korean movie. I'm not sure if it was Korean. I know it was a foreign movie. It's a short film. He thinks it might get nominated for foreign short for the Academy Awards, but he did some of the music for it. I think he did over half the songs for it. So we'll find out. See if that song got nominated. Yeah, check that passport card I carry with me when I'm traveling overseas. I'll normally lock up my regular passport in the safe in the hotel room, but my passport card I will carry instead of my driver's license when I'm overseas and put that, and then I'll keep my passport normally with my driver's license just in case I need to rent a car. But that's what I do there. Yeah, like Jeff says tomorrow, it seems like a long boat ride, but it really isn't when you're fishing like that, going to Colonet. Those are all day and a half trips minimum, and I think you get plenty of time to fish there. You spend most of your time trying to catch yellowtail, but to catch the rockfish, it's not very much. There's not much work to it. Well, I can pretty much guarantee you there's no trout at the Queen Mary. Tomorrow, I sleep great on boats. I just love that rocking motion on the boat. I sleep really, really well on boats. I'm surprised you don't sleep well on boats. Let me see what the last questions are. All right, so again, let me just remind you guys about trips coming up. Well, there's no trips coming up really quick, but remind you that we do have the two trips for Morro Bay this year. We haven't been to Morro Bay in 10, 12 years, maybe longer. So I'm looking forward to it. So we'll be fishing out of Morro Bay on two different boats. Just so you know, one's going to be a Sunday, one's going to be a Monday. Okay? So it's going to be in July, around mid-July. So we'll be doing that. And then we added the trip on the New Huck Finn for the first weekend, first Sunday in May to go fish for halibut. So I'm really looking forward to that trip. And then hopefully that Saturday, the 6th, we will be fishing for salmon. So don't be afraid to join us on those trips. And then we also need people to join us for Sunday. This Sunday, I have 2 spots open, and hopefully we can fill that trip up. I need one more to go. So if any of you want to go, it's $100 off. So hopefully one of you will join me and our other people that already signed up, and we'll go find some calico bass, some sand bass, definitely sand bass, and try to find some whitefish. I want to go back to that spot that I was at in December and see if there's more big whitefish there. So hopefully we'll get into that. And somebody was asking earlier how I got started in fishing. So I just thought I would see if I still have this. There it is. So that's me on the left there, my very first fish. And that's me the other day. That's how it starts, with the bluegill. Chris, no, we don't have any of our trips up yet. We're hoping to start maybe next week or the week after that. We'll start putting our trips up. We'll do that. Yeah, I think Linkhog made great fish tacos. I've been testing out a few dishes for some new cooking segments, so I've been playing around in the kitchen. So I'll get some of those done. Share those with you guys later. All right, guys, any last questions? Looks like Matthew might have had to go get tested, so I guess he thought he had COVID, but he doesn't, so that's good. What did Jimmy just send me? Oh. So Jimmy just sent me this. This is his first fishing rod, I think. Is that your first fishing rod? You guys must have been rich. You got a brand new one. I didn't get a brand new rod till I bought one. So that's Jimmy Garcia there. Another fellow Montebello oiler with his first fishing rod. And here's a funny picture. I guess not funny, but Annette sent this over. This is Annette Sanchez and Robert Sanchez. And I was the photographer for their wedding photos. So there. That's how long I've known those two. Tim, that was the first photo was Jimmy, James Garcia. He's on here. I think he goes by Jimmy. Jimmy, what name do you go by here? I don't see him right now. Yeah, Kevin, my mom looks really good. She starts treatment this week. So she starts treatment this week. So hopefully that all goes good. My dad shared with her your guys' comments and all that. So she was really grateful for that. I'll see her tomorrow. I get together with them every Wednesday for dinner. So that was good. And Soto, that picture of Robert with his wife, I think school had just ended. Or maybe they were still in school, I don't remember. But that was our senior year when they did that. Yeah, I was still in school. I was still in school when they got married. Anthony, how do you get on the island? Halibut Man takes the Catalina Express over there. That's how he does it. I go over on my boat, but I haven't taken my boat over there for fun, this new boat, so I gotta try to do that this year. I want to get over there, just relax, have some fun, and not make everything about work. So we'll try that. Yeah, I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have on your birthdays you can go for free. Do you still do photography? Um, so do all the pictures you see on my website, all the product shots of the bucktails, the lures, the shirts, all that stuff. I take those pictures. I still use the same photography skills that I learned in college and from having a photography studio, but yeah, but I don't do, portraits and weddings and commercial fishing like that. I just do this, just do the TV show and stuff. Yeah, they were 17 and 18 when they got married, and they're still married together. Anthony wants to know what's a good recommendation for a boat for 8 people. That's a tough one because there aren't a lot of boats that carry like 10 people. There's lots of good boats for like 20 people, but 8 people, and it depends where you want to go, what city you want to leave out of. So if you want, send me an email, um, and my email is just my website address, sport-fishing.com, and put Dan at or info at in front of it, and it'll come right to me, and I can try to help you find a boat. Wow, the man says no more birthday deals at Catalina. They stopped the birthday deals. Okay. Yeah, that's a good boat that Jeff is mentioning there, the Sea Star. But again, that's a boat that you could take 15, 16 people on. But if you only wanted to take 8, you could. The Gale Force would be a good boat. There's a lot of boats like that. Yeah, they've been married over 40 years. Doing really, really well. All right, guys, again, thank you all for your prayers and everything for my mom. She really appreciates it. And some of you went up to her and talked to her a little bit at the sidewalk sale. And she appreciated that too, so I really appreciate that. Like I said, I'll be seeing them tomorrow. All right. All right, if you guys have any questions, don't be afraid to leave them comments down below. I will see you on Thursday. I'm going to go ahead inside, make some dinner, and go watch Oak Island. See if this is the night that they finally find something, which they're really good at finding wood, but not really treasure. So hopefully that changes. All right, guys, thank you very, very much. Again, we have room for 2 people for Sunday, and I need 1 more to go, so hopefully somebody will be there. And we'll talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody. Thanks for all the regulars, and thanks all the new people. A nice turnout tonight. I really appreciate it. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.